Hello, and welcome back for what is probably one of the most anticipated videos so far this year, at least from my Twitch community. We're going to be touring this massive lot that I had been working on stream for like 3 months. So when I say that this is like my baby, it is my baby. And this is the build that I will be proud of for a very long time. And I know what you're thinking. It's like it's holiday themed. Yes, it is. We're still in the winter season though. And what's funny is I did this last year where I had a container complex with like 6 different apartments plus a cafe. And it also took me a little while to finish that one, and I didn't tour it until February. So I don't know why it is for the holiday season that I choose these like bigger projects that take a lot longer to finish. But here we are. And if you're interested in seeing the tour video for that, I'll link that down below for you. Now, when I say this lot is huge, it has 13 different shells, which include about 15 different businesses and 9 residential spaces. So I want to first address full disclosure that I did not create the original shell for this. I actually saw, like, I think it was a TikTok video by AB Newcrest, and they had created this shell that was like in Ravenwood, so it's a little bit dilapidated, has a lot of like the stains, it's a little run down, overgrown in some areas, more of a dark vibe. And I was like, this would be such a fun shell to use for something. And since we were coming up into the holiday season in November, and I was just like, I have to turn this into a holiday village of some sort. This is what it looks like from their original creation. So they like have a little parking lot over here. You can see it's like dilapidated, run down with the tiles missing and such. But these are like all of the shells. So I wanted y'all to see a little bit of the before, because you might be able to see where I build out some. I changed some of the exterior, but obviously for the interior, a lot of it's just big and open. So I completely like did all of the floor plans and made it more my own. Even in places where I kept the structures the same, I like basically changed all of the wallpapers, and I just wanted to make it as mostly mine as I could. And I just think this was an absolutely stunning shell to use. And it's just so realistic, like just walking around here, like I could picture this in real life. And I think it's pretty funny because oftentimes the Sims community has a lot of niches, and it's not even as simple as gameplay versus builder. It's like even within the building category, you have people who only build shells, you have people who only download shells because they like to fill them and furnish them, you have people who do both. I'm very much someone who loves furnishing and designing and doing the clutter more than anything else. That's why it took me so long to do this build, was because I spent so much time cluttering up everything. This build basically features my clutter game. Since my head usually covers it up, this is where I built it, is on this big 64 by 64 lot in Inniscreen. And then this is the lot that I transformed it into. I know it's a lot to take in, trust me, I get it. And I will show it to you when it's snowy as well. I just think it's easier to see things though when it's not all covered up with snow. So I want to show it to you in this season so everything's bloomed. You can kind of see the full effect of what it looks like. So we like have our little entrance here. As you come in, I have a couple of vendors, like you have tea, get some food. I have this little booth here with pretend cookies, which I think is cute. Now I did pull this from the gallery. I did not create this, but I love the like Christmassy aesthetic vibes, and the little gingerbread cookies are super cute. I think it's funny that there's one that's smiling and one that's frowning. And then you also have the reindeer. And then I turned the parking lot into this Christmas tree lot. So the idea is you have the counter here, you can buy a Christmas tree, come over there. And then I have a flower shop in this shell here. So we have like a little flower stall outside, and I just thought it made sense for the Christmas tree lot to be right next to the flower shop. Similar, you know, plants. But the center part of the plaza here, I have like this really huge tree. There are some debug babies in random spots in this lot. Would love to see if you catch them all. But I have a redemption on my Twitch where if you get enough channel points that you can redeem a debug baby for whatever build I'm working on. And this was the very first one, so I put this one at the top of the tree. So that's our little tree topper with the star. And then I put an ice skating rink. We have some like fun little bonfire areas, hot chocolate right here. I like this being like maybe in the instructions for the bonfire, the rules. But little ramen stand, another bonfire area. I did put like a fun, cozy little blanket, so you could maybe have a picnic here. I don't know why you'd want to do that in the wintertime, but it was just cute. The little puppet show area, just somewhere for kids to hang out. More food stalls. And then we have a candy stall here because this is across from the candy shop. So this is a candy boba tea shop. And I just thought that made sense to put that across the street from it. And then I actually expanded this around to where you could enter these shells on the backside on these over here. So this gets to the backside of that candy boba shop so you can get upstairs to the residential area. And then this is where you enter for the apartment. So this is the mini mall. I have 3 different shops down here, but then there are 2 apartments above. So this is how you get into the apartments over there. And then I did change a pretty good bit of the clutter around here and lots of different landscaping and vibes just to match the atmosphere. And y'all are probably just ready to get inside. So before we do though, I wanted to show y'all, because I spent a lot of time working on it. Look at these lights. I had so much fun. It was very tedious, but putting all of these little lights, like they're Christmas lights, outside the building, I think it made it come alive in a fun way. A pretty fun way. We have lots of these little tiny lights everywhere on the fronts of the buildings. I didn't really focus on the back too much. I think this is really pretty. I love those. So I'm going to actually tour these in the order that I built them and did them. Heading into the flower shop, keep in mind before I enter, the theme of this was very like traditional 80s, 90s Christmas. So it was like Christmas vomit was what I used. That was the term I used. So red and green literally everywhere. I wanted so much red and green that you got sick of seeing it. And we did want it to be tacky because Christmas back in the day, decorations were extremely tacky. So entering the floral shop here, I think you can see what I mean by I love cluttering in this game. But we have all sorts of plants and flowers all over the place, some pretty displays. But I mean, it screams Christmas right when you come in. Like there's so much red and green everywhere that you just want to leave because it's overstimulating. That was what I was wanting. That was done on purpose. I want it to be like so much in your face that you have to leave. Probably not a good business model, but for the purpose of this build, it was perfect. And then back here, you have like the other gifts. You know, you get teddy bears with them and other types of little treats that you put, chocolate, candy, things like that you put with your flowers. So I wanted it to be like a full service flower shop is what I was going for with that. And so this is like a table where you set things up, make the bouquets, whatever. But we do have actual flower arranging tables and some of the gardening stuff back here too, just because it matched the vibes. We have wreaths over here. This is just like a quick little bathroom pan, just for functionality. And then as you head upstairs, I'm going to have to keep the pace up on this or else we're going to be here literally all day touring this build because it's so large. This is where the flower shop owners live. So this is their home. And I think it's really nice, cozy. I was going for a little more like cottagecore. This table right here, this is clipped in. These are 2 different accent tables that I clipped in, and it just looks really cool together. I don't want to leave tab mode because I don't like having to go back in and let everything render or zoom out and then zoom back in. I have these like cool little skylights that come in at the top as well because we do have a floor above this. And this is like the kitchen space over here. I am curious because AB Newcrest, I think like a month later or a month or 2, I can't remember, actually posted a video saying that they furnished this because they uploaded the shell first. I'm curious to see what they did with it. I haven't looked yet, but it would be interesting to see how they, use the spaces. Now, off of this hall space over here, on the left here, we have our primary bedroom. So lots of cutesy, like old time decor, lots of red and green. Again, red and green was the name of the game with this. And I don't know how my computer is rendering this in right now. We have our Christmas decorations, holiday decorations. I'll try to be neutral with that. Like we have all sorts of things. I don't need people in the comments being like, you have a Kinara for Kwanzaa or you have a menorah for Hanukkah. Like I don't need that. Okay, it's just fun. Holiday build it is. If I slip up and say Christmas, I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to offend anyone. And then when you go up the stairs here, this is meant to be more like a hobby space. So we have like an easel, art studio area. We have the candle making station. Now these candles are also in the Apothecary. So we do have an apothecary business, and I like the idea and the lore that the people who, live here also have a deal and or agreement with the owner of the apothecary. So there's a split of profits there. And then more of the studio on this side, and you can see like the skylights up here. I think it's a really pretty vibe. And then we actually have a guest bedroom up here with a bathroom. So just this first shell has so much to it, I feel like. Just keep in mind, we have 13 shells, so there are still 12 more to look at past this. And then I liked this bathroom up here being like a little bit older, obviously, because it's like an attic space that was renovated or something like that. So that is the first shell. So coming back out, our next shell beside it is the Bistro. So this is like a cozy pub bistro area. We have outdoor seating with the heat lamps. So, obviously if you're going to be out in the wintertime, you want it to be warm. So as we come into here, red and green, just keep in mind, red and green was the theme. This is what the bistro, the downstairs is more like the bistro area. So we have our bistro space over here. I did go back in and add like a little bit of a flare to the staircase just because it was brand new. And I was like, we need to incorporate that. This is just like a little utility closet. But you have your bar over here, bathrooms on this side. So cute little bathroom. And then the kitchen is through this door over here. So kitchen prep space, yes, that's the SpongeBob door. It was literally the only door. The other types of like businessy doors were like metal and looked really weird. I liked the old style of that. That was wooden. So I'm sorry, you don't need the SpongeBob kits though. That's like literally the only object in this entire build that is SpongeBob, if I remember correctly. And then upstairs is more of our pub area. So I put a lot of like the sports stuff up here just to get the vibes, more of the bar, like just a bigger bar space. People to, sit around. You can go outside, have an outdoor area out here. I need to add a roof on top of this. And then we also have outdoor seating on the other side over here as well on the front. So I built this out. This wasn't even in the original shell. I just wanted to build it out a little bit to give it some more dimension. Got our ceiling in. All is well. I'm sure there are going to be more things as I tour that I'm going to notice that I didn't before. Now, this is our B&B space. Someone came up with this in stream. I thought it was a really good idea for this huge corner unit that we have. And the idea being, if it's a holiday village, that if you come here for the holidays, you don't have to leave, right? So you have a place that you can stay and you're by all these shops. You have a restaurant or two. You have like so many things you can do. So going into the B&B, this one took me a while because it is one of the biggest shells that we have. It's a corner shell. And so we have a little entryway here, a little mudroom space. You come in, you can check in right here. We do have like a little bit of a laundry space here. And then off of that in the hall right here is going into the library. So I put like a little workstation over here with a computer. And then we have our library space. Super cute, a little bit tacky, but fun, still fun energy, fun tacky energy is what I was going for with this. And then as you come through this way, this is just another way to get into the office space here with that door. And then you have a living space over here, just like a community room. You could have performers here. We have our dining space over here. I put a buffet table in just to make it kind of like a restaurant. And then our kitchen is back here. Wanted it to be like really rustic is what we were going for. I don't know. I think the rustic vibe just works well with like holiday builds in general. It's just like warm and cozy type vibes. I'm really sorry for the lag. It has its moments. Now for the top floor for this one, I might not do tab mode, and that's just because there are so many rooms. But as you come up the stairs, it's very symmetrical. We have a staircase over here and one over here. We have 4 rooms upstairs. But just focusing on the outside, you do have like an area where you can come, just sit down. You can look out the windows. I like the idea of that. And just like cozy spaces. We have a fireplace over here that's decorated. I did layer these mirrors, which I thought ended up looking really cool. Even without the Love Struck one over it, like look at how that looks. I debated going back and forth with leaving it like that or like layering that on top because it's so thick. And I liked the like double mirror situation with that. Have board games. Oh, this is from the SpongeBob kit. Okay, I used 2 things. I swear I didn't use it anywhere else. But just more seating areas wrapped around. But each room kind of had its own theme or color scheme that was based off the wallpaper. So we have this one that's like got more Adventure Awaits Horse Ranch vibes to it. And then they all have their own bathroom. So this is the bathroom for that one. And then the other room off of this hall space is this one, which has some like cottagecore energy to it. They all have Christmas decor, holiday decor. I told y'all it was going to happen. They have their own little shower here. And then on the other side of the hallway from the other staircase, we have this one, which is a double. So 2 Sims could be in here, have some like older vibes as well in their bathroom. So this was like more green. And then we also had this one over here, which was also cottage aesthetic. So these are both like cottagey, but one was like more green and with red walls. This one was red with green walls. And then you can see what I did here. These are both like more Adventure Awaits as well. So they're both doubles, but they have more like the Horse Ranch Adventure Awaits vibes. So I thought that was really cute. And then they all have their bathrooms like in the center here. I really like how it ended up organizing. The layout took me forever though to figure out, but I do like the way it looks. I think it's kind of clean. Now that gets us into our cafe that's in this shell over here. So I put the little s'more guy out here because we do have like a s'more station in the back with a little bonfire that you could do. I just feel like that goes in hand. So we have cafe, we have kettles, we have like hot chocolate stations as well. So this is more the business area for this shell. Got the little kiosk, and then just some tables. I really love the way that this looked. I put a mirror in the center of the wreath there, which I think is really cute. And then when you come out to the back here, here's the bonfire area, some tables, and then you can just sit down, enjoy the bonfire, look at that view. I think it's really pretty. It's very calm, relaxing. And then when you go through this door, this is just the bathroom space. I might end up skipping on some bathrooms, but they all have bathrooms. And then to get to the upstairs, it's actually outside, which I kind of forgot. I thought I was on a different shell. So you wrap around here and come up to the residential area. So when you come in here, I really like how this turned out. We found this hack. I like accidentally layered these curtains from, I think it's Modern Luxe, with the cats and dogs curtains. And really, really pretty. I absolutely love the way that these look together. It's like a nice mix of modern and traditional. And then obviously, name of the game, red and green. Red and green's everywhere, but this is how I ended up doing this. I liked using these accent tables as like built-ins on the sides of the fireplace. And then we have our kitchen over here, a little bit smaller than what I usually do, but very, very cute. Little dining area. This is a bathroom off of that. Built-in shower area, which I think is pretty. And then you go up the stairs here, you get to the bedroom spaces. So we have a little landing. I use these little debug poinsettias everywhere. Do you say poinsettia or poinsettia? Very curious. But this is like the primary bedroom. So we have a little office space back here. Put a bonsai tree. I tried to keep some like activities in mind when I was doing these. Love that paranormal wallpaper with the red and the gold leaves. Super pretty. And then we have another bedroom over here for our little kiddo, which I think turned out super, super cute. Love the colors and just energy in here. So fun. I really enjoyed this. Now, when we head back out to next door, this is our bookstore. So I put the little library outside right here, which I think that came with an event, or it was like an event reward of some sort. So we have an outdoor library, but when you come in here, you have like a bookstore area, little display table at the front with our bestsellers, what's hot right now. I put these like lanterns into the shelves, which I think is a cool vibe. I like the color and the aesthetic that it brings. It's like a little bit warmer. But just bookcases everywhere. I love how this looked with the bookcases beside the fireplace looking like a built-in almost. And I layered the life and death fireplace. So that's what's behind this. So these are two fireplaces overlaid. And I think it looks absolutely stunning. I think it's pretty. I love the vibe of the furniture in here. It's just such a nice aesthetic, I feel like. I know I sound very glazy right now, but I'm so proud of this build. So if you hate it, that's fine. But it will hurt my feelings if you hate it. And if you hate it, though, I get where you're coming from, okay? I get it. I had a little ladder here that, you know, pretending like we need to get up here and just pull some books if we needed to pull them down. But there are so many holiday trees everywhere. And then this is the bathroom. So this was funny. Very quickly, I kind of forgot about this. I had at one point a little bit of a chaos wheel. And I think for this one, I honestly can't remember because it was now months ago. I think it was, I had a light here, but I had to go back into the catalog and pull the light that was directly to the right of it or something. It was like a random item in some capacity that I had to pull from the catalog, but it actually worked color scheme wise. I was just very glad that it had a red swatch at least. So that was pretty fun. Or maybe it was changing the swatch. I can't remember what it was exactly, but we had a lot of fun chaos things happen. And then these are just like the little stalls in here with our bathroom. Now, this one's a little bit different because to get to the residential space, you have to go outside because it wraps around with the staircase here. So as we come up through the door, we get to our residential space. Super fun energy. I love the paranormal furniture so much, so I put that in. This is the Secret Sanctuary's fireplace, one of my favorite fireplaces in the game. And then I also absolutely love this cats and dogs chair. Like, I love how big the back is, and it has a little throw blanket on it. But again, lots of reds and greens, a lot of green mudroom kit because it comes in red and green. Cute little kitchen area over here. And then you have like a dining nook in the tower space, which is really pretty. I love the idea of that so much. And then when you come to the hall, there are 3 doors. The one on the right here is like a little toddler bedroom. So I was thinking like maybe it was a nursery and they grew up into a toddler. So it's like a little bit of a 2-in-1 situation. But love the combo of like the red and green colors in here. And then as we go back out and let's go directly across the hall, we have our primary bedroom. Still, like, absolutely love the vibes of this. I'm saying it so much. I love the Realm of Magic bed, though. It's really cute. I know I'm saying the same things over and over again. I'm really sorry, y'all. You have to hear me just say the same things over and over. But I put this Adventure Awaits chair, which I think works well from the cottage living wallpaper, just to get some more planty vibes. I don't know. It fit the idea with the flowers on the Realm of Magic bed too. So I was trying to lean into that just a little bit. Then we have a balcony. I did make this for like a cat. So there is a cat that lives in this home. A cat lover is in this home, which I know a lot of y'all will appreciate. But that's the primary, and then I think this is just the bathroom, but I did try to do something fun with it at least. So I used a bold tile in here, and I think it's a neat little combo. And I did put the pet pictures in here too, which I think is a cute little touch. Now, lastly, there is a ladder, and I made an attic up here. So it just has like a lot of junk sitting around. Nothing more to explain here. I think this is fun. Don't ask how we got it through this little hole, okay? We did it. We figured it out. Maybe, we're a fairy and we're magical and we can do magical things. So heading back out, this is now getting into one of my favorite stores in the entire shell. This is one of my favorite parts. This is the Apothecary, which I thought was really fun, like just from an idea and a concept. So when you come in here, it's like a lot of home goods. So you get all sorts of like candles, scented things, maybe some teas, some nectar, some like baskets. I don't know. It's just like a vibe. Blankets. And I love how like I clipped this accent table that we have and then put a lit sign inside of it. I think it's like not necessarily chic. I think it's just like a nice modern touch. It's just very elegant looking to me. But we definitely went crazy on cluttering up the shelves in here. All sorts of candles, lights, like all sorts of trays, products. That's not supposed to be there. There we go. See, I knew I'd catch some things. There are going to be more things I'm going to have to catch. But I put like some fun stuff over here. We have the pottery stuff that you can make, candle making table as well. But like as you can see, we have these same candles that were in the flower shop owners' hobby space, so I like to pretend like they make it for our business. Then we have like a greenhouse space out here, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. I love all the plants. Plants make me so happy. I love cluttering up greenhouses. I just think this is such a vibe. Now, whenever we come upstairs, there is a stationery store. So this is the only shell that actually doesn't have like any residential space. I could have turned this into a house, but I wanted to do something more fun with it. So we have like all sorts of stationery up here, mostly cards. We have some journals. I put some postcards. We have some of the paper crafts in here. And I just think that's like a vibe. I don't know. I don't see a lot of people do shops like this in The Sims. I've not seen personally anyone do a stationery store, but I know there are thousands of Simmers, so I guarantee you someone has done it. But I thought that was a good use of the space, and it goes in hand, I think, with an apothecary, so to speak. So now we're getting into, honestly, this is also one of my favorite shelves. This is the toy store, and then we were pretending that Santa lives above it. So I wanted this to be like very, very fun and whimsy, and like no question what type of store this would be. So I put these little characters up here, and then I also put the matching sign down here and put some toy chests. I even have a toy chest at the very top on this little tower, which you'll see what that is in just a moment. It's a super secret area. But as we come into the toy store, now talk about overstimulating. This I wanted to definitely be overstimulating because toy stores, I was thinking like back in the 90s, like New York City, huge toy stores, overwhelming with all of the stuff everywhere. So I put like this area over here for kiddos with some toys, board games, all sorts of like fun activities and things of that nature. And I kind of did this like play on the snowflakes on the wall with the decorations, put some stuffed plushies over here. This side over here was meant more for like babies. So I was thinking infants, toddlers a little bit more in like the younger kiddo area if I were trying to like think of sectioning parts off. So I do have like some toddler potties in here as well. But I put some practical things. But as you come into this space, now this is just a load of everything. This is like so much. I have like all sorts of the snow globes over here, craft tables, art supplies, just some fun activities everywhere. This like rocket ship. I have the projects over here on this shelf. little creative space. Have the science tables, and then it's just like a little bathroom in here. So still cutesy though, trying to keep it the theme of like, it being kid themed. Lights, snowflakes everywhere. I did like a candy cane striped wall. I know it's a lot. We were pretending like this could be like a chocolate fountain or something, if I remember correctly. And then this is where you can get pictures with Santa. So it's currently closed, so it's roped off, but this is where kids would come to get pictures with Santa. So I created this entire set here, which I think is actually really, really cute. It took a while. I spent a lot of time on that. And then we actually have this hidden hallway. This is like where I imagine Santa gets ready, little makeup, little touch up here before he walks out. So I even have like the Father Winter picture here as well. And this is also how you get to Santa's apartment. Okay, so I had to go back in because my art by reference was gone. So I downloaded this off of the gallery. So we have this like cute Christmassy art all around. Obviously, with it being Santa Claus's apartment, you would want to incorporate some like festive stuff. So as you come up the stairs, you have your like dining space here, our living space over here. I was trying to go with like a nice vibe of like cottagecore energy. You can see we have one of our debug babies in the fireplace. We actually have a couple of debug babies in this part of the shell, but we have a Christmas tree over here. Lots of Christmas decor. Obviously, with it being Santa Claus's space, wanted to do something fun. I did this like little half wall piece with a lot of the sculptures. I wanted wooden things because obviously like elves make toys and make them out of wood. I was thinking like old-timey type stuff, but we do have elves living with us as well. This is our kitchen, super festive, reds and greens. Mrs. Claus maybe baking some cookies, although, Mr. Claus can do it too. But we also have a balcony outside. I did incorporate the new Tea Time Solarium kit out here because I thought it was cute vibes, and I also realized like a couple of days ago that I forgot to do this balcony entirely, and it was completely blank. And I did put like the little aprons on the side over here too, hanging down, which I thought was cute. Now this first door over here on the left is the primary bedroom. So this is where the Clauses are. This is art by reference, so some cute decor in here, I would say. I don't know why this mirror is like glitching out on me, but there's so much stuff on this lot. I'm not surprised that anything is not loading correctly. So I wanted to do something a little extra, obviously for their room to be a little magical. So I used a lot of these glowy stickers on the wall, put some nice like branch lights as well. Just like, I don't know, it makes me think of a reindeer. So I put that there. Just some cute vibes. I wanted like more country-esque type energy in here. And then they have their own bathroom, which is massive. Wraps around, have a nice corner tub. And then honestly, the new corner tub would probably look better here, but I'm not going to change it. And then this is their double vanity area. Now, if you look in the toilet, if anyone's going to drop a log of fruitcake in the toilet, it would be Santa Claus. So that's what that is. Coming back out, we have, I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. And if you're wondering, I kind of skipped over it, but this is two chandeliers that are layered on top of one another. So this is from Vintage Glamour, and then this one's from High School Years. Took a little finagling to make them like actually fit and intertwine together, but I think it's a really neat vibe. And then as you come out and go into this door, we have another little bathroom with some more art by reference. So cute little cluttered area. And then coming around this way, at the end of the hall, we have Santa's office. So I did make it like super magical with all of the glowy stars, have some pictures, Santa's sack over here with the letters, toys. I think this is such a vibe. Obviously, that's probably not something Santa would do, but it's in here nonetheless. And then it does clip, but I like this little floor mirror being used as like a mirror above the fireplace. And then we do have the secret bookcase door, which we'll come back to, and I'll show y'all what's up there. But first, we have our first like of the elves' rooms, which I think is really cute. And they have like a pop, and they have like a candy maker. There's some candy in here, some cute clutter. I just think this is a fun vibe. I wanted it to feel very like magical, and like there are patterns all over the place. I get it's over simulating, but that's kind of the idea with it being the elf's room. And then we have another set of elves who live in this room. So really cute, fun vibes in here as well. So absolutely love it. It's crazy how you zoom out too much and then it's like a little more laggy. But board games, cute little hot chocolate. You have the kettle. So really fun vibes. I was thinking like maybe the ones in here are a little bit older. Now, going back into Santa's secret door, this is where I imagine like the workshop is. So we have elves who work up here to create toys. So this is like a work area of sorts. Put tons of candles. It was kind of a vibe. And then we still have another space that goes up here in the tower for more like toy storage and like prep of things. Like we have some places where you can knit, you can do cross stitching. So the idea that they make all of these up here as well, and the toys, stuffed animals, all of that gets done up here. So we have like a wrapping station. I did put the creepy doll, which was funny. Now there is another debug baby right here. And then Santa's sack. So, you know, they're scattered about. They are scattered about. So this is the tower, though, that has those 2 floors. Now, this next one is a home. So this is our first, like, fully done home. There's no business in this. So when you come in, you have a nice living area over in this space. And then you have a little holiday tree, some books, fun little clutter. You have a dining space. It's a little more closed off with the floor plan here. So a little bit more on the warm side. I love this for rent tile, but really, really warm browns, reds. I wanted it to feel rustic and charming at the same time. Have an office space, a little pet corner space, the dog bed, and then you have bathroom space. Super cute. I clipped this cabinet in and it kind of works as like a mini shelf, which is cute. And then when we come back over here and go up the staircase, have just some mirrors, some nice wall decor. Come up, you have your laundry space in the hall. And then you have a lot of doors off of the hall. So this one here is just another little bathroom space. And then you come over here and this is like one of the kids' rooms. So I really like the color scheme in here. I think it's fun. It's like a mix of like the corally color with red and green and blue. It's like a lot happening, but I feel like it is still like somewhat cohesive. But usually kids' bedrooms are a little bit like all over the place, not super like organized with a color scheme per se. And then the primary bedroom is in the back over here. So I did some fun stuff with that, took some liberties with the wallpapers and the fun patterns and rugs everywhere with the pinks and reds and greens. And then these picture frames are supposed to be empty. Didn't have to replace my art by reference. And then there's like a balcony outside. So there's a little art studio area, seating area, outdoor kitchen space, and a woodworking table. So still trying to keep it like at least somewhat active where you can learn some new skills. And then I also kind of glossed over the fact there's a computer in here as well. So that is that shell. And then we have our little post office. I can't even begin to tell y'all how many times I've had to stop the tour so I can go in and replace objects that have disappeared. Like, I'm probably going to miss some stuff because there's just so much in this lot. But, like, stuff over on this wall was completely gone. I'm just like, why? I guess because the staircase is on the other side. And when I updated the railing, I don't know. But inevitably, something's probably been deleted that I've missed. So it's maybe not as cluttered as it once was. But this is our little post office area. And then people could come, like, sit over here and open their mail and just, I don't know, if they wanted to open it right immediately, have a couple of bulletin boards. Nothing much to see in here. I wanted to keep it a little more simplistic since it is just a postal office. It was originally, I think, in the shell AB Newcrest did, it was a laundromat. And then I like the idea that maybe kids put their letters to Santa in here. So just somewhere to, you know, mail letters to Santa was what I was going for. And then I put some more of the tea kit stuff out here, just like a nice little area to sit down, relax a little. Then we have like some overflow with packages and stuff outside. So that's what we have going on there. Now, next is the cinema. I absolutely loved doing this build. There's a lot of fun little details that you'll easily miss, but this is the vibe for in here. You have an area where you sit down, eat if you wanted to. You got all your snacks, refreshments over here, candy, all sorts of things. This is like a little closet, little utility closet, not much to see in there. And then we have our bathroom spaces, the stalls. Again, not much to see in there. Now, the first one down here is like a movie theater that had just been used. So a movie just finished. It's dirty. It has popcorn all over the floor. I love the little detail with this. Have some trash cans. We do have an emergency exit over on the side over here, but that's our screen. Absolutely love it. I have like the curtains with the speakers in the back. but just a cute vibe. And then coming out, we also have, once we go up the staircase here, wrap around, I put like a gaming cafe area. So just an area where like you could, hang out, play video games, whatever. Put more of like the recreational stuff. So foosball, we have a ping pong table, arcade games. And then this is a movie theater where it hasn't been used yet. So just ignore the clipping on the roof. But like I did green chairs down here with like a red carpet. And then I took the same carpet, did the green swatch of it with red chairs. So it's just kind of fun. And then your emergency exit in the back. Essentially, you can like exit right here. Now, one thing that I went back and did that all of you have not seen was I used this third floor, and it's supposed to have a little bit of mystery to it because there's no way to get to it. But maybe the elves like to sneak off and magically they can get into this room. And this is where they like to like hang out and watch their movies. So the elves kind of like, since they're right over here, have their own little space where they watch movies and hang out just to relax away from the job, I even put a bed in here. So a lot of little campers vibes in that space, which I thought was cute to put above the cinema. So it's like their own little cinema. Now we're getting into the last like really big shell. We still have 3 shells to go, but this one's going to take a second because there are a lot of shops in here. So when you come in, you have like your lobby space. I do have like window shopping where you can see in. So you have your different shops. So there's a wrapping station in the center. So you buy your stuff. You can come out here, have someone wrap it up for you. This is like a clothing store off to the side. So cute shoes, clothes. I like the idea that maybe someone here had the wrong size or they were trying a couple of different sizes. So it's the same one that's sized down. So you have one that's a bigger size in the shoebox there and that one's smaller. Really small detail. I just don't think people would notice, obviously, without me doing the tours. Have handbags, all sorts of jewelry. I don't know. I really like how this turned out. I think it's a really cute space. And then across the way here is like, I was thinking REI vibes. Like, I don't know, somewhere where you get sports gear, you could rent skis, get you some water bottles, got yoga workout equipment, camping equipment. I don't know. I feel like it's a vibe. I put the kayaks on the wall up here. I think this is really cute though. I love how this turned out. This is probably one of my favorite little shops that I have in this space. And then there's also the pet store, which I mean, actually that's probably my favorite. I love the way that this turned out. Really like quirky, cute. I spent way too long with figuring out how to do this like stinking hamster tunnel design around the windows. And then just lots of fun clutter. You have like the cat trees over here, litter boxes, beds everywhere. Have some of the more exotic animals in the center here. But I absolutely love this little fish tank or whatever with the gingerbread house in it. So really, really cute though. I love how this turned out too. I love how everything turned out. So I know I keep saying it, but I'm just really proud of this build. I had so much fun doing it. I appreciate AB Newcrest, creating the shell that inspired me to do this. So now that we're back out, you go through this little alleyway here and wrap around to get to the entrance to the apartments. So this is the door to those. You have mailboxes there. So once you come in, there's like a little lobby space, clipped in a couple of different fireplaces here. Little check-in counter. And then I was just thinking like concierge maybe more so than like a check-in space. But there's shared laundry. So once you come up this landing, there's laundry there. We'll go into this apartment first. This one I absolutely love the color scheme of. I think it's a little bit unique with what we ended up doing with the light tone woods and light colors, but with really dark walls. And I think this is such a vibe with the built-ins around the window. Like so pretty. I'd love to have something like this in real life. And then the kitchen space and the way it's organized is just really fun. So once you walk around here, you have your dining space over there. And then I absolutely love this kitchen. It's so massive. I have my like cute little coffee tea space over here. Have some fun clutter on the shelves. I have a ton of clutter over on these shelves. Like this took forever to do, but I think it turned out really nice. I think it's pretty, very realistic looking. And then off of the dining space over in this room is your primary bedroom. So I put some guitars, have some nice like modern furniture. I used a lot of like Dream Home Decorator. So these are the vibes in here though. I really like the color scheme and how it came together. So we have like this like corally, orangey, peachy colors with the greens. I think it turned out really pretty. And I like the like geometric wall. And I like the geometric wallpaper as well in the back. And then over in this door is just a little bathroom space. And I love this Home Chef Hustle tile. I was trying to do something fun with the for rent tile that's blue, so it ties in some of the blue from this tile. And then I love this like mirror feature wall that I have with the eco lifestyle vertical lines. And that gets us to our next apartment, which is a little bit of a different style. It's a little more like rustic cottage energy. So this is what we have going on in this apartment. Still some really fun decor. Still a pretty big kitchen too. I like this little accent wall just for the entryway. I think that pulls in some nice blues and greens. And then everything is off of this like main hall. So the first door on the left here is one of our teenage bedrooms. I really love how this turned out. It's fun. You have this walkway like with the bookcases, which I think is really, really fun energy for a bedroom like this and something you don't usually see. So I love, love, love doing teenage bedrooms because it's like, how do you balance some fun whimsy, but also like still make it feel somewhat adult in some ways. So I was pretending like maybe they're a cheerleader too. So I put the little megaphone in here. And then on our way out, the next door right beside gets you into the primary bedroom. It's a little more like dark and moody, which I enjoy with pops of blue. So really like the energy of this space too. Very cabiny, older rustic energy. They have their own bathroom off of that, which is cutesy with the pink colors. And then there's another bathroom space that's more for the teenager to use. And tab mode doesn't work well in really small rooms, but that's generally what it looks like. So top down view of this, you can see both of the apartments. This one kind of wraps around the entire outer wall here. And then this one's like all of the inner part of the building. So it was fun coming up with a layout for this. Then that gets us to our second full house shell. So there's no business in here. It's just a home. Have our foyer space, use some Grange mudroom kit stuff. And then right off of that actually is your dining area. Cute little two-seater with the window. It's like a bay window, but not really. I don't know what you would call this necessarily. It's just a bump out with windows. But you have your kitchen space right off of that. I like the color scheme in here. I will say this one is a pretty unique color scheme. It's not like super red and green everywhere, but I wanted to do something fun with the red, and I like the Jungle Adventure tile. So if you come through the kitchen, you have this incredible space for someone who loves books. I love this built-in alcove that I did with the books, and I put the custom bookcases, cluttered them in a pretty good bit. Your living space is very simple, so it's like you can sit down, watch some TV if you wanted to. They haven't quite put all their decorations up, so they're still in the boxes, but really cute, fun vibes. We do have another debug baby in here. If you can see it, it's creeping on you. It's creeping on you down there. Oh, I forgot to show y'all the one in the cinema. I knew I was going to forget one eventually. And it's in there. It's in this little 2-tile space that I didn't use. It's going to scoop you up whenever you're not expecting it. But when you come up the staircase for this house, I love the gallery wall. I think it's really, really pretty. I like how it turned out. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous with the windows. I would love to have something like that in my house. But you have like a little office nook space off of that. And then I put a cat tree. Another cat lover here with some plants. We have the upright piano, just some more like country-esque energy. This first door here is the primary bedroom. So went ahead, put an easel. They like art a lot. Cute little get up and go space. Got your dresser. Have some fun clutter up here as well. And then more cat trees. So very much a cat lover in this space, but I think this turned out really cute. And then as you wrap around here, you have your bathroom space. So some fun, cutesy vibes in here as well. So this was a small home. It's just a 1-bedroom home. But definitely love the idea of a couple living here. I think it's really cute. Then as you come out, we're getting into the last shell, y'all. This is the candy shop and boba tea. It has boba tea too, but primarily candy shop. So as you come in, you can see right off the bat some really, really fun energy. Have all sorts of things for sale. All of our candy stuff over here. Have some tea stocked up there as well. I did fill in this display case with pastries, which took a minute, but I think it's a really cute touch. We have the cupcake machine over here with perhaps another debug baby coming out. We have all of our candy makers over here. And then we have a place where you can sit down. I did put the like fun rainbow holiday tree in here. And then you have some like fun lights. I wanted it to be fun energy, obviously, with it being a candy shop. And then I made this kitchen where we prep stuff open because like with old school candy shops, people can watch you make the candy from the display outside. So I like the idea that people can like see inside the kitchen when they're baking and doing things. Now I did put like the actual candy machines in this open space, so technically you can watch them make the candy here. But for all the baked goods and stuff, I thought it was fun energy to like have that in there. So just clipping through here, this is our prep kitchen area. Just some fun clutter with cookies and whatnot. Now, this door is like for employees only. So when you come back here, you can get to the living quarters from here, but just imagining that they walk through here to go back and forth. But this is like our entryway. So if you remember outside, there was a door to get to the home side. So this is like the entry big foyer space for that. And then you can go upstairs. But just really quickly, top down view, you can see some of the like fun vibes that we have. I love the decorations over here. I did put a planter box with a lot of the like nifty knitting hung plants here, which I think is really cute from outside as well when you see. And then I did sneak a little dog bed in there as well. I think I put this for a dog. But as you come upstairs, you have this landing, just some nice decor. We have some bookcases, and then you wrap around here. I really like the energy of this. Now, they fixed the railing. I would love for them to fix to where the roof trim stuff doesn't clip through. That would be excellent. But you have like some fun like knitting. You have your Christmas tree over here. And then I put this like little feature wall for the fireplace area, which I think is really pretty. I love the way this like netting object looks on top of that. And then our kitchen is over here. I love for rent cabinets. There's such a vibe. So you have like this pink and green kind of color. I know like I was doing a lot of red and green. I still tried to hold true to Christmas decorations everywhere, but I was like, maybe I could do a pink and green and it still feel Christmassy. I think it does. I have like festive stuff all over the place in this build. You have your little dining space over here. I put a laptop on the table. Maybe someone was working there. This is like a little toddler bedroom. Pretty cramped, but very cute. Not lacking in anything. Plenty to do in here. And then I did give them a violin, which is why I have the cute little music reference on the wall right there. Coming back out, we have another door right beside that for the primary bedroom. So this is where you come in, you can get ready. I put some fun wall decor over here as well, just kind of match with the fireplace energy. So it's just like a neat little feature where you can get ready with your vanity space. And then just put some bookcases, some fun little clutter. I made this a little bit more modern is what I was going for with this part of the build. And then as you wrap back around to the other side where we started, you do have your bathroom space. So a nice big spacious area, has a double vanity, obviously imagining 2 people living here. A laundry space, have a bathtub. It's more functional for the kiddo. But I like the idea of having laundry in this area as well. So kind of a fancy bathroom, I would say. And then you might have noticed off of the like little nook with the dining space, we do have a staircase. This takes you up to a little attic space. But we have some storage in here. Nice old sofa, obviously some skiing stuff, hiking stuff, maybe our outdoorsy stuff, some of the decorations, just some fun little clutter. So top down view. It's absolutely crazy to just see like how much stuff there is in this lot from a top down view as you go up floor to floor. It took forever, absolutely forever. Over 3 months of working on this. We are officially finished with it. And before we go and upload it to the gallery, I did want to show y'all what it looks like in its full snowy form. I think this is absolutely stunning. I think it's so pretty. I would love to visit somewhere like this in real life. I think it's so cute. But what a vibe. Honestly, what a vibe. I love the snow everywhere. Oh, it's so, so pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. But then it's like at nighttime in the snow. Could you imagine like going ice skating at night with this? I think it's just so pretty. Puts you in the holiday spirit, I would say. So I uploaded this on the gallery as Snow Globe Square, and it is almost 1.8 million simoleons, which is absolutely wild to me. And I will say, it says I use custom content, but I think it's just from the art by reference or something weird like that. It happens from time to time, which is unfortunate. So more than likely, people will not see this build. I featured it on my profile, but if y'all could engage with this video, it would mean a lot to me because I don't want to have done all of this for no one to even like see it potentially. I don't feel like counting these, but it probably uses basically every build DLC that we have. This is crazy. If you stuck around to the end of the video, thank you so much. I had such a fun time with this build. It's like been a passion project of mine. A lot of people have been like, you know, kudos to you for not giving up on it, because I saw it through. It is February, and you know, this was a holiday build that has started way back in November, but it has been so much fun to work with y'all on stream doing this. If you want to check it out on my VODs channel, y'all, I think it's 42 streams. 42 streams. I mean, if you want to binge something, you can binge it. I'll put the playlist down below if you want to check it out. And also just shout out to AB Newcrest for doing the shell. If you ever see this video and you want to collab, let me know. Lastly, thank you so much to my channel members. I really appreciate you supporting me. And if you want to check out my last tour video, I'll put that over here for you. And with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay? Bye. Y'all, this is like so bittersweet. I'm really sad that it's officially over, but I'm ready to move on.